Indy housing market. Get the latest insights right here.
Welcome back to Indy Housing Market. I'm Kyle.morris with Morris Property Group and FC Tucker.
I'm Shelly Walters with the Shelly Walters Realty Group and FC Tucker.
And today we have Shane Wright with REE Development, Real Estate Equities Development. And I'm excited. We talked forever before we even got on here because your, I don't know, I don't want to call it a niche, a market. What you do is fascinating, doesn't exist here, is super needed, and is so different and beneficial. Like, I mean, we have to have an expert on to even discuss it because, I mean, I had so many questions, and I'm far from the only person. And we definitely want to give your contact information out afterwards because I think you're just going to have a ton of questions, right? Yeah. So I'll let you kind of get into it, but basically you have an entire different model that is more, in my opinion, cost-effective and beneficial for, I don't know, we'll call it the aging community, we'll call it the elderly. Like, I don't know what you really want to call it, but we'll call it 62 plus, right? Yeah. So, and I'll kind of let you go from there and kind of jump into it because I'm going to butcher, and I don't, the complexities of what you're doing. Yeah.
We have a lot of questions to ask for our audience because we know we kind of know what the questions are going to be because this is totally
different.
New.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want to make sure we all say first in Indiana. So tell us all about it.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for having me on today. My name's Shane Wright, and I work with a company out of Minnesota, Real Estate Equities Development, and we do a for sale senior housing model. It's called the Village Cooperative is our brand name, and we've done these for over 22 years. We do what is essentially a cooperative corporation, and the residents own the entire corporation, and the corporation basically owns all parts of this community. The building, the inside, we'll get into some of those details, but essentially we're a Minnesota-based company, and we started doing this in 2003. 2003.
You're just a baby.
I am. I'm a pup. I lost all my hair doing it. But no, it's been a lot of fun.
I mean, that's like 2 years post-college for you, isn't it? Like,
yeah, right outside of college, I started doing this.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I found out about this model with this company in Minnesota.
What made you come to Westfield?
So Westfield. So I look all over the country. We're in 13 different states, and I study demographics very closely. I look at where do people want to live, and this one just kept sticking out at me. And I never trust the data at first. I always dig a little bit deeper. Mm-hmm. And one of my best friends lives in Noblesville. He was a teammate of mine in college, and I called him up, and his name's Brennan, and I said, Brennan, tell me a little bit about Westfield. And he goes, please tell me you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I am, but I need to trust but verify, what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is this would be a place you'd want your own parents to live if you're an outsider. And he said, mark my words. He goes, look it up. But this is one of the best 10 markets in America, and it's always going to be.
One of the fastest growing, too.
Especially Westfield, yes.
It's interesting. You said he lives in Noblesville. I lived in Indy, and I grew up like 30 minutes south, went to college down at IU, and then lived up here my whole life. And when we moved up here, my wife and I, because she's from Noblesville originally, that's where she graduated from.
Oh, cool.
Noblesville, I would say like 15 years ago, I would have thought would have been where Westfield is right now. And Westfield was cornfields. I mean, so was Noblesville, but like it was developing, and Westfield was just kind of nothing. And in the past decade, Westfield, like Noblesville got a little stagnant for a while, and Westfield is just, I mean, Live Golf was just there at Chatham this past summer, and it's going to be there again this year. And
Grand Park is really getting bigger and bigger.
Grand Park has been a massive part of it, and it's just really interesting to see how much it's grown. And so, he's right. The north corridor of Indianapolis has just been ridiculous for 20 years. But
it's always voted best place to live. Yeah. All of the areas, Westfield, Noblesville, Carmel, Fisher, is always one of the best places to live. So,
which is weird.
I'm sure you were hearing all this and going, no way.
Yeah.
Can't be true.
But we hear all about this all the time. We're almost like, yeah, we get it. But it's weird. Like it's not like I think other people look at our city. It's because it's a flyover state, right? Like I get all of that. But it's interesting that it took, you're in 13 other states, and that it took you guys this long for the data to kind of trickle to you to be like, there's no way, right? Like, how did we overlook this?
Well, I love the search for the new areas where people love living.
That's
and
so
have a lot of
massive
pride.
across the whole nation.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And I'm from Kansas City. So when my buddy Brennan tells me, you got to come out here, you got to touch dirt, man. You got to come out here. And so I said, okay, I'll come out here. And I drove. I'm like, son of a gun, this is just like Kansas City. I mean, different, but the way it is developed is very similar to where I grew up. And it felt like home. And I'm driving around and I'm like, okay, but there's a major eye-opening difference here. When I go to Kansas City, and we have 9 communities in Kansas City. We're getting ready to open our 9th one.
In the city, not the state.
In the Kansas City metropolitan area, we have 9 developments. And when I came here, I'm used to seeing, we're very heavy in Colorado and Kansas City, and we've got projects in Texas. Age-restricted housing is like on every corner. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas City, every project under construction is age-restricted housing. It's literally everywhere. And I don't even think it's saturated. It's just that much needed. And I came here and I'm like, the numbers of retirees here is really high, and the number of options is as low as I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've just never seen that less of options. If you're a retiree and you've been in your home and you want to move and you start looking at your options, man, there aren't many.
No.
Compared to
not.
other places. So you're
I mean,
saying
it's
we are very...
as low as I've ever seen.
For a city of this size.
For a city of this size.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever seen in the whole United States?
In the entire country.
Wow.
And I mean, I don't necessarily go to New York or California, but there's not a lot of places that I haven't been and looked.
So what is our numbers here that you're saying we're underserved?
So the location that we're developing is right on the border of Carmel and Westfield.
Yeah, your location is... I don't know how you found the land.
Yeah.
At this late date, because Westfield is so growing so fast that I'm surprised you
And
found
there's
that land.
nothing in Carmel, as we discussed.
Right.
Well, we got really fortunate and lucky. We had a very smart seller of land who had kind of a vision. It had been for sale and was kind of waiting for the right use. And we had a city that was wonderful to work with. City of Westfield's very awesome. They take a ton of pride in their city. They want it to be fantastic.
I think they're really looking towards how to grow Westfield with a plan.
Yeah, they are.
Very much a plan, yes.
They are.
And you're where? Tell them exactly where you're located.
So we're at 146th and Cliff, right behind Bigby Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at the numbers there, I mean, this is pretty staggering numbers. So about a 3.5 mile radius, there's a little over 7,000 households that are over the age of 62.
And that's just in a 3.5 mile
3.5 mile radius.
Yeah, that's
So
not...
we're not talking 10 miles,
20,
8 miles, 3.5 miles.
So that means in the whole area of Fishers, Westfield, Noblesville, Carmel.
Oh,
my goodness.
It's a staggering number.
And we have nothing like this.
Well, there's not a cooperative. No,
Definitely.
We would be the first one.
Yeah.
There are limited options, and a lot of people refer to our communities as the not senior housing because we're not traditional. We're not providing care. We're not providing assisted services. It's the owners in our communities are basically people who they own a home and they don't want to operate that home long term. They're probably lonely. And that's definitely a factor, and they really want to have a community around them, but they want to continue ownership, and so they
don't want to rent.
They don't want to rent. They don't want to rent. They want to have the control of their operations and costs, and they're very they're a very tight knit community. They're almost like a second family for the residents in our community. So because that community component's so important, we really limit the number of homes in our communities. I mean, we way underbuild the number of homes we could. So. We found what we think is an absolutely perfect location. You could walk right out your door and walk for as long as you want. You're within 5 minutes.
Bigby's going to love it.
Well, we love Bigby.
Isn't CVS right there too?
CVS is there.
You said there's coffee there though on location.
Yeah, we have a coffee bar in our communities. Yeah, there's a coffee bar right there because people are they're getting together often to have every morning they're having coffee.
Because you have clubs and events and all this other stuff. Like it's I mean it's a real community. It's what other I could say assisted living, but assisted living or retirement communities, like it has everything that they would offer, but it's just a different type of ownership. So he told you, your buddy Brennan, you said is his name?
Yeah, Brennan, yeah.
Shout out to Brennan for
Brennan Burns. He was a baseball coach at the local Catholic high school.
Okay.
It would be
which one we got a bunch?
Purple.
Garen?
Garen.
Yeah.
Okay, he helped coach baseball. Garen. Yeah.
As soon as he said purple, I knew. So, okay, he said you need to get here, touch dirt, right? How long ago was that you got here?
I came in January of 2025.
Oh,
Okay.
this is
Was
quick.
my first visit. I had been to Indiana. I grew up going to Notre Dame football games as a kid. So I've been to Indiana many, many times. I've been in the area. I just had never looked at it through a real estate lens.
Yeah.
And I came out in January, and I started meeting with city officials pretty soon right after that, because I said, man, this is a special opportunity, this area. And when we go to an area, we're trying to pick. I mean, essentially, I'm looking at, like, if my mom and dad lived in Indianapolis, where would I want them to live?
You're very limited with that.
Where would I feel comfortable with them living? And so,
And actually not assisted living, like literally living
like,
on their own.
Yes. Where do they want to live for 10, 15 years? I can't be there daily. Where are they going to have a group of people around them that they enjoy being around? Because, let's face it, we worked with World War II veterans. That's who we worked with when we started this. And they were usually on a farm. And it was isolating. And they wanted to get things set up for their spouses. And so, I feel very fortunate. I got to work with all these World War II veterans, and they were very frugal. They wanted things to be efficient. They wanted things to be set up. They wanted to be around other nice people. And that's where our roots were. And so when we set up these communities, we're very intentional with choosing where we want to go because of that. It's really important because our owners, they're in the fourth quarter of their life.
Yeah.
And just because they're in the fourth quarter doesn't mean they want to have fun, deserve freedom, deserve opportunity.
I'm in the third quarter, man.
Yes. So you
Well,
explain everybody how they come about coming to you, the process, just everything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our communities are set up. Basically, we launch these communities in every new market that we're in. And we host informational seminars for people to learn about what a cooperative is, because there isn't one here. So people come in and like, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
And
That's how the conversation went when you sat down. It's like, wait,
Explain to me.
explain that again?
So it's a really simple form of home ownership, which we'll cover today. But I think history is important on these. The senior cooperative model's been around since the 70s. It began in Minnesota in the 70s. And there's about 150 senior cooperatives in the country, and 100 of them are in Minnesota.
Wow.
I mean, they're everywhere.
That's crazy.
They're everywhere. I mean, if you're a retiree in Minnesota, everybody knows what a co-op
They
is.
didn't go south. They stayed in Minnesota.
There's 55 senior co-ops just in the Twin Cities.
Wow.
They're everywhere. You can't get in one that was built in the 90s, so a developer builds another one, and right next to it, and they move into the new one.
So you can't get into them
Because
after.
you got to think with our 55 plus communities here, which I know, so this is 62 plus because it's a federal program, et cetera, et cetera. But with our recent 55 plus communities, I mean, it's like 700K and up.
Yeah,
I'm
going to tell you, in my world, crazy.
It's super crazy.
And I'm not saying that against it. I don't even know what those communities would be, but I know who our buyers are.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole market of buyers, which is the broader majority of that market. They're on fixed income. Their money is pocketed away so that they can do draws on it because of all of this stuff. And I'm going to be like, hey, you want to go drop $750, but hey, we have 100 clubs that meet a week. Yeah,
right.
They're like, okay, but what am I going to do when I don't have any money in 15? Because that's how you think at that. Because you're like, I don't have money coming in. I've got to make this last. And so the thing for you, obviously pricing varies and everything with you, but we'll probably just talk ballpark numbers,
sure,
right? Because everything is specific. Because you have, multiple floor plans with this building, et cetera, et cetera. There's only 67 in this building, correct? And I think you said you have how many floor plans?
So we've got about 20 different floor plans within a 67 home community.
Right, and we're talking like 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 bedroom plus a den, 2 bath, 1 bath. Bonus room, like whatever. It's all going to be very similar to like building a small ranch patio home, I would say, right? All ADA compliant, I'm assuming, right?
Correct, yeah.
Elevators, all of that jazz.
Yep.
Underground covered parking.
Underground heated parking.
Yeah, heated. Very nice.
Underground heated parking. Yep.
And so let's say for what you were kind of kicking around, you buy a share, which for the layman's, this is basically your purchase price,
Correct.
right? Which would be $250,000.
So the average price of a share, to summarize it for the listeners, would be less than half of what the average house value is in that area.
Okay.
So whatever that average house value is in that area, our shares are going to average less than half of that.
Yeah. So north side is probably 475-ish these days, I would say.
250 is a good number for that area. I mean, they vary depending on the home.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
The floor plan.
And it's
right,
a
right.
share,
And it's a
cash
share.
purchase. Yes.
And then you have a monthly carrying cost, which is your co-op fee, which is like around, $2,500, you said, and that covers all utilities except for cable and
electric, but also includes all your maintenance.
Correct.
Includes everything.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that is unique for people that have owned, is that they usually know going in they're going to have to replace their things on the inside of their home.
Yeah.
In the co-op,
Water
that's
heater,
all
roof, like whatever it may be.
And all you have to do is pick up the phone and call and say, I need this, and you're there.
Correct.
So no more maintenance worries, no more outdoor worries, just
It's really
Lock
it's
and
a
leave if you need
combination
to.
of ownership. They are the owners, but if you looked at why would somebody rent? Well, they don't have to take care of anything. Well, you don't in the co-op either.
Yeah.
But you're the owner also, so it's kind of a blend of both. You're the owner, and you have everything on the inside taken care of.
Right. And so if you're on fixed income, you basically know what your fixed income is outside of, because your cable's going to be what your cable is, right? So the only variable you will ever have is your electric use. That's it, right? Because your cable, like, this is what I am a month or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the only variable cost you would have on a consistent basis would be your electric. And then when we're talking about, like, you get this, it's like renting plus ownership at the same time. Like, I think we're doing, like, to explain that a little bit better, the reason you do ownership is so that you have a transferable equity, so to speak, that you can then go to your children or loved ones or whatever it may be, because it generally appreciates and is an investment vehicle as well. And so that's why this matters, is because that purchase price, which is technically the share of the co-op, is transferable, does appreciate, does earn value, and is transferable to your descendants, right, or your loved ones or whatever. And so
specifically. So explain how that would
yeah,
happen.
Yeah. So this is the cooperative model is actually a federal program. It's a very intentional model with.
which is why you said it's 62, because a lot of communities like this are 55 plus.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. This is 62.
This is 62 because it's a HUD FHA insurance program. It's actually a federal program that guarantees the whole the financing of the project, gives them favorable financing, and gives them an exact foundation of what this ownership structure is.
Yeah.
So it's 62 and over, because they follow a 62 and over federal program. And the shares appreciate 3% each year that they live there. So they know what the value of the share is every single year, and then that comes back to them or to their beneficiaries.
Yeah.
And they know what it is every single year, and it continues to climb in value while they're living there. And every single one of our communities has a wait list. The older these communities get, generally the longer the wait list gets. Our oldest community we did 22 years ago, it's got probably a 10-year wait list.
A 10-year wait list?
Normal's 3 to 5. I mean, that's normal.
So we're going to be
Insane.
there very soon with this.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to take for this to build out?
So we expect to start construction within the next year, and then it takes about 18 months to build it. So it's a couple years down the road. So the people who are
But you can buy now.
Yeah, you can hold a home now.
Yeah.
And the people who hold the home now, what they often tell us is sometimes people come in and say, I don't know if I'm moving yet, but I want to hold one just in case.
And still get the 3%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's climbing while they're waiting.
Yeah, exactly. It's
and
like holding a bond.
Yeah, it is. The value's climbing while they're waiting for the home. And a lot of our residents, it's a big move for them. I mean, they're coming from a house. It's a hard decision to begin with.
It's emotional.
And they need, it absolutely is emotional. And they need the time to plan their move.
Yeah, this is a lot of planning ability.
So they get the time to
yes,
do it.
Yes.
They get the time to
so
do
you
it.
They come to you, decide which floor plan they want. Do they get to pick the unit that they want?
They get to pick the specific home they want.
So they've got that all figured out.
While we're selling it beforehand.
Yeah.
At
Now,
a certain point, it comes down to what's available.
So
Fair.
in some of these markets where we're at, it's like a little bit like a golden ticket for them. You know, like they've gone on our website, they've seen we only have 6 Innsbruck's homes. They love the Innsbruck home, or they love the Quinton home, or the Harrington, and there's only 3 to 6 of them. And they're like, hey, I want that home. I want it on the 3rd floor because I want to see the morning sun.
And what about the corner unit and all that with more windows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And all of our home plans are the same across the whole country. So you could go, I mean, they're the same names. Our sales team's very well versed in each home, which one that people want. And I would tell you the bigger part of this is the affordability of these and the community. The community, I mean, you know, a lot of people don't come in and say, I want a community. But then they paint the picture of the next 10 to 15 years. And you know, I bet you didn't call your parents every day. You know,
No, I didn't.
I love my dad more than anything in the world. I don't call him every day.
Yeah.
I should call him more. Well, our buyers are in the same boat. Like, their kids don't call them every day.
Yeah, and they're still living life every day.
And they're still living life. And they still have purpose. They still have a bucket list they want to pursue. And they want things to be easier as they age, especially if they have a spouse. Mm-hmm. And so many times we see people come in and say, we're fine now. We're great. But if something happens, I really need her or him to be in a spot I don't have to worry about. Yeah.
Because they won't be able to take care of this house. Look how big it is, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's interesting, though, like when you're talking about the wait list, and this kind of popped in my head as we were talking about, so I wanted to ask, is it possible, because you have a wait list, is there people who like, I'll just
Not right
take
now, we don't
first
have a wait
available?
list.
Well, on these other ones, right? And like, honestly, this will have a wait list rapidly. And so I just want in, and then you know, once you're in, do you get to talk to people and be like, hey, like, can I have this one? Can they move within once they're in, or no?
Really,
like, I'm just curious
really
if there's like
question.
this gray market that exists in there.
You're absolutely
Going around slipping notes underneath the front door.
man.
Like, can I have your spot?
It's
when you're-"
almost like you've been in real estate. so the reality is these things fill up and you can't get in them.
Yeah.
You know what? You know, if you get one of the first, you know, the
Like, we want the 2-2, but we'll take the 2-1 till we can get the 2-2, right?
So like a lot of times you've moved in. I'll use Colorado as an example.
Yeah.
Like you've moved in, you got the 65th of the 67 homes or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you don't get to face Pikes Peak.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you want to see Pikes Peak. So you're living there, but you've told the co-op, I really want her home over there.
I want Susie.
Yep.
When
I want
Susie's,
her home.
yeah, you know.
People
Susie-
watching the obituaries for the neighborhood.
So the internal wait list actually is what looks to go to those homes instead of the external. The external is kind of down the
Is
down
that why the
line.
wait list is so long?
That's interesting.
We have internal and then external.
That's what I was wondering.
So the internal's a little shorter than the external. So once you're in, and you have the ability to talk. But the people on the outside are just on the outside looking in.
Oh, there's probably like a prayer chain, and people are like, pray for Susie. And like, yeah, I hope she goes. I'm like, I want to see morning
here's
sun.
another, like a real recent example. We're getting ready to open a building in Colorado, and there's only one home left. And when it goes, it'll be somebody that will take that home, and it won't be the home they necessarily.
Yeah.
It might be
It's the
too
one that
small
faces
for
the
'em.
dumpster.
It's actually got a great view. It's smaller, and somebody will take that and say, as soon as one of these other ones open up, I want to switch there. Now, the first half of the building, usually people are getting their first choice.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of that, so I'm going to come in and do that, and it's a brand new build, not even started yet. Do I get to come in and tell you I want granite and I want blue backsplash and all that? Do I have
so
any
you
design
get to
choices?
pick your finishes. Yeah, so
Okay.
So it's ADA compliant, so we can't allow framing changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we allow you to pick your finishes, and the finishes we're going to offer people. I mean, we have really nice finishes, both standard and optional.
Yeah.
And it's because this is a permanent move for people.
Yeah.
So if they're going to be there 15 years, they're going to want the granite countertop or the quartz countertop or whatever the countertop they want.
Backsplash or whatever,
They're going to
yeah.
want the specific flooring, style that they like. They may not like carpet. They might like tile or LVP or whatever it is. So we have a whole selections process that people go through to pick their finishes. So it's theirs, and they're choosing that. We're not a home builder, so it's not like starting at and then you have all these.
Right.
Like it's all turnkey for them. But if they want to change things, they get the option to do.
Yeah, so while they're living there, they can go in and do whatever they want, make it different for themselves.
When they're living there, they can change. I mean, we tell people you change
You
your
own it.
faucet every 15
Yeah.
minutes if you want.
Yeah, you own it, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
then they can come in and put it. But you have a cap. It's not like you can take A, B, or C tier where the C level is much more expensive. It's all the same price line.
We don't
basically.
do it in levels. Like, I mean, somebody's going to come in and say, I like all your appliances except for your fridge. I want this fridge. So they pick this fridge. I want this flooring, but I want it throughout.
Right.
And it's not level A, B, or C. We don't do it in levels. We're literally giving them the choices that everybody's picking in our other communities.
And
But
so-
once you're through it, man, like they own. You could do anything you want inside.
Right,
as
when you're
long
living, it's yours.
the walls have got to stay the same and everything.
I mean,
like,
people ask me like that. I've had millions of questions.
I
And
can-
at the
yeah,
end of the day,
I'm just like,
I'm like, listen, I'm going to boil it real simply. We can go deep into the weeds on the questions, but real simple. This is yours.
yeah, you can do whatever you want.
This
So I
is
have
yours.
a question. So when somebody, because we are in real estate and we know that certain houses sell and certain houses don't.
Yeah.
You've got somebody who went in and turned everything black and had, strobe lights
But
everywhere.
if you want to get off the waiting list, you buy it.
That's what, yeah. So
Right.
you're now selling used houses that have been, made to fit the living style of that person.
Sure.
So now they're coming in and buying something that they are going to have to come in and rehab themselves. So that can happen as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about these is they stay so affordable. So like when somebody comes in, there's nothing in the market even close. Like we have an 8-year-old project in Loveland, Colorado. I just saw it the other day. I just saw the numbers. And I said, what are the current shares and the expenses to live there? And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, the average share is a third of the average house price.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
And
starting at $250 here. Yeah, definitely.
The monthly expense is like 40% below market rents. So people are like, yeah, I've been on the wait list. I've been waiting 5 years. I can get in. I can negotiate if I want the flooring change if it was brand new, or I can just renovate it myself.
Yeah.
Renovation is a strong term because there's not like that much. It's not like a
Yeah.
renovation. You're not changing framing.
No.
Right.
You're basically changing like if I want to change my flooring.
It's a step.
Change
Cosmetic. The
Yeah.
cosmetic
Yeah.
changes.
So, okay, so this is probably going to be completed, we'll call it 2028-ish, right?
Sure.
So, but you can already start to buy it. So my question would be like, I mean, this sounds really bad, but like I'm 47. Like I want to buy one now, you know what I mean? But I can't. So what, especially for like this part while you're waiting for it to be built, what is the rules of purchase of age? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
Upon like when you guys get your
59?
certificate of occupancy, like you have to
Yeah,
be
we have to have
62
one
at, that,
owner on the share that is over the age of 62. So I always joke,
When
if
they
you're
move in.
70
at
and-
closing date
at when it opens.
when it opens.
Yeah, when it opens. So if somebody is 70 and their spouse is 40, congratulations. One of you.
So
needs to
what
be-
happens when it transfers, right? And like, let's say somebody's married and hey, they're 65, but she's 57, right?
Well, if just one of you, but when it transfers, if they're already living there, you're grandfathered in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And the way a lot of people, I don't know that will necessarily be something here. It might be, but when we did these in Iowa, I drove Iowa for 10 years. I drove every road in that state. We have 11 communities in Iowa. People would set this up for their kids to actually move into
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
because
like.
it was the best housing option in town.
I could boom my father-in-law in there, right? And then, do I have to live with them? I'm just kidding.
Not at all.
And then, yeah, this becomes a generational hold.
That's the reason that the wait list gets so long.
Yeah, that's
Well,
when we
there's
were
not-
talking. I was like, hold on a second, like what is going on here? And then I like that nobody else is doing this, like, and like that would this just seems to make so much sense to fix one of our current largest problems is affordability for housing for
Affordability and releasing inventory.
yeah. I mean, this is just
Well,
such a solution.
Everybody wants to have nice housing. Who doesn't want to have nice housing?
Yeah.
But everybody in our target market is on a fixed income.
Yeah.
I mean, it's of some sort. It's not going up higher than the expenses in the market.
I mean, as soon as you retire, you're on a fixed income.
Absolutely.
Unless you're doing some, which unfortunately because of affordability, a lot of our retirees are doing, work and stuff. Well, whether to carry insurance or whatever it may be, or just to live. I mean, $4 for gas right now. You know, I go to Taco Bell and it's $25 just for myself. I mean, that has more. I know
That's you.
because I eat like an idiot. But anyways, nothing's cheap.
So I have a question in regards to the way you're starting now is at 250,000. You say it goes up
Ish.
3. Well, and
We
it
have
goes.
some, we have some under 200. Actually.
Okay, so the different floor plans have different price points. So what's the range of the price points right now?
The range of the price points is your shares are going to range anywhere from about 180,000 up to probably about 290.
Tell me where you can get in Westfield for $180,000.
You can't get in.
Anywhere.
I mean,
Anywhere in Hamilton County.
not
Maybe
even
there are
Hamilton
some
County.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even get
Yeah.
somebody a house. I mean, Anderson, I could get you like
The
180.
first group of people that came in, I mean, I've been doing it so long that I don't even almost think about this anymore. To me, it's just like, it's a very simple form of
Because you know it works. You've done it so many times.
I
And
know
you just
it.
walk in here and you go, just
I
give
know
me your
it
money
as
because
well
it
as
makes
my own
sense.
children. Yes. But people here for the first time come, we get people say, this seems too good to be true.
Yeah. What are you
And
up
it's
to?
really, there is no catch. This is a very well-worn path in the central Midwest. Like, everybody knows about
I mean,
this.
since the 70s, he says.
Since
50
the
years
70s,
old.
yeah, 50
This is
years
not
old.
new.
I mean, so when somebody comes into us and say, "Are you considering a move?" Like, we don't need to twist arms.
Yeah.
It's just somebody comes in and says, "Are you considering a move? Why are you considering a move?" And it might take them one meeting, and they're like, "I'm in." It might take them like 3 meetings to really understand it because they have all these questions. I've never heard of this. But in the markets where we're at, if we announce a new project in Colorado, we have people in line the next day. But we announce a new project in Kansas City, we'd probably have a third of the building gone the next day.
When did you open up sales here?
We started really heavier into the sales. We got our zoning with the city of Westfield that would have been late last year. And so we really started heavier at the first of the year.
So you're only 4
Brother,
months.
it's April. This
4
is
months.
the first of the year.
Yeah, so
It's
you're like
2
3 months.
old.
You're only like 3 months
Yeah,
into
we
sales.
made people aware last fall
That you were
but
going to be,
We
yeah.
made people aware. We had it on our website. We did a couple of strategic meetings here, but we were working through our zoning with the city of Westfield, and that was approved. And now now we're making the
So how much
entire
of it is
market
sold?
work.
Do you know? I mean, you don't have a price right in front
Yeah,
of
we
you.
probably already have 20% of it reserved.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I have a question in regards to this. Next year, somebody comes around next April to
Mm-hmm.
purchase.
Yeah.
Is it going to be 3% more?
Our shares will continue to climb this whole time. We haven't determined which dates they'll do that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Roughly. So
Yeah.
if you buy now, you're in the ground floor. If you wait a year, you still may have a chance. But do you think it's going to take less than a year to
You've
sell
gone
out?
up at just 6% just while you wait to move in.
Yeah,
in 2
yeah.
years.
So you're making a deposit to hold a home for
Right.
$500. It's just to hold a home, and then you go through the learning education process, our governing documents. You go through all that with us. Even with the deposit, if you did go forward with your share, it is climbing while you're waiting.
Yeah.
Right. I could see a group of friends going, let's go live together.
Yeah.
It'd be like college dorm time.
We see it all the time. We
Could
do.
you imagine just getting all your friends and let's go, and then you're on the 3rd floor and it's just all your whole wing.
You've met my friends. We'd be like 80-year-olds who burnt down the building. So it'd be bad. My friends are wild.
But I could just see there's a whole friend group of mine that we always talk about when we get old, let's all go live together. This is like the place to do it.
Well, they take care of each other. The residents take care of each other.
Yeah, you become friends quick.
Yeah, they're really close.
67 units is not that many.
No, not at
No,
all.
actually,
Not at
the
180
city-
to $250,000.
The city wanted us, the city, I mean, they were inquiring about that too. Like, that's not enough homes. And we're like, we know it's not enough homes. We know that.
But we got
we're
built to
intentional.
success and-
We're intentional with our communities. Like, if we did 150 homes, it would not be as tight-knit of a community.
I agree with that.
If we
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
150
Right.
homes, it would be more to manage and operate. What we're doing is intentional, very small, underbuilt communities.
Because you feel that the best part of this is the community inside of it.
I know it is. A lot of
That's what
people,
makes it
everybody,
special.
how much it costs? How much it costs? Well, of course, I would say the same thing. But after, fast forwarding all the communities I've worked, I've probably worked with 50, 60,000 people at this point.
That's crazy.
They are looking for intentional communities. They want to have people around them. It's really critical.
So if you look at the fact that you just had 7,000 seats a 62 and over, and 3.5 miles, and there's only 67 homes for the 7,000 people who potentially could be interested.
Well, and our real estate professionals that we work with on these, I mean, they have friends in the community who have not moved. They don't want to move out of the house until they find where they want to move.
I can hardly think straight right now. Like, I'm shutting down as I think about my clients and who would this work for. Like, just in this conversation, I'm like, all right, him, these two. And then I'm like, oh, well, these are close and they will be. Like, I need them to, like, I mean, I probably have 40 clients off the top of my head that I could just, like, literally send a text to today and say, hey, this needs to be on your radar.
Yeah, yeah.
And
well, I'm not telling you to do that.
I will.
But that's a lot of who would be
Yeah.
doing this. And
not just that, but like people our age, because like I mean, my parents have passed away, right? But and you said your father's still here, but your mom had passed away. Like people like you and I are the ones who need to know.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to have conversations with my parents, and it's like, where are they going to go? I actually don't know.
The only place they have
I
to
don't.
go, most people think in their head,
Assisted
is
living.
assisted living.
And like that's just such a
That's a huge jump.
and our buyers don't
not
want
just
us to
that.
stay.
There's a whole stigma to that. There's an acceptance of morality or mortality that's very difficult there. For my parents, it made sense because my mom was handicapped or my father-in-law was handicapped, but like not everybody is, right? And like you don't want to like a lot of it is, hey, this house is getting too big. Me and your father are fine, but his knees are bad. It's not like this severe like health crisis, but like the house is just too much. I've got some clients down in Martinsville. I just dealt with the same thing, and like they're in their 80s and they are insanely capable, but they're tired of the steps. They're tired of taking care of this much house. Not just
most
that,
people
the
have their
property's an
houses.
acre, right?
Most people have their houses right now, too. They're holding on to them just because they don't know where to go.
And it's the inheritance for the children and all this other stuff.
And it's just
right?
easier because they have to pack up 30, 40 years worth of stuff. I'll just stay here. The cost right now, we always talk about is the price that you're talking about. If they sell their big home or the home that they've been in for the past 30 years, where are they going to go without spending the same amount of money or more because of the price of homes? So why move? It's not even a unilateral move. They're moving into less because of the cost of the houses.
It's so expensive, right? And so it's like, hey, this house is worth this much, and they'll stay because for them to move, they'll take all of that equity plus some.
They'll have a bunch of freed up equity.
Yeah,
Moving into your
Into
co-op.
yours, but the other situation,
they don't.
And then they're
or move
picking up
up
a mortgage, and then they're like, I'm putting my children in a worse off situation by me downsizing to something convenient. It's kind of very odd, and like
Which is where we talk
nobody
about-
has this marketplace that you
Yeah.
are talking about. It doesn't exist.
Because the
which is
senior
why you're
living
here.
we have now is, like we said, 600, 700, 800.
Yeah.
Some of them over 1 million. So that's huge difference to be able to.
We gotta have you on again. I know
Yeah,
you got a
this is a
flight.
lot.
You travel a lot. I mean, goodness gracious, you travel a lot when we were talking about it. And I know you want to get home to go coach and see your kids play. So when you are free, I would like to have you back because I just think there's a lot here to unpack. At a minimum, we get people out there and get some information. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you or look into this particular project in Westfield, will you let people know how to do that?
Yeah, we just go to villagecooperative.com. It's that simple. Villagecooperative.com. Click on locations. Click on Westfield. Everything's right there. Email, address. If you wanted
Sales,
to call,
all of it. Yep.
everything. If somebody wanted to talk to me directly, my phone number and email is right on our website, reedevelopment.com.
Okay. And now we do get a lot of real estate agents who, listen to this podcast. That's one of our goals is like, how do we increase the professionalism, success rate of agents, right? You guys do work with real estate agents,
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually really important. The agents are the ones that are in the field with the people who don't have the options.
Correct.
And that is critical. You are the local professionals who can inform them, and they don't know where to go. They're not leaving their houses for a reason.
Yeah, they come to us to find out these solutions, and I'm a better agent if I have
100%.
Solutions.
more tools.
Yeah.
I think this is amazing.
Thank
well,
you
thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah, we'll have you back
Really
on.
fun coming on with you all. Thank you.
Yeah, probably not what you expected.
It was a blast.
All right. Well, I hope you guys get a win, man. Go enjoy watching your kiddo.
I appreciate it very much. Thanks for having me today.
Yep. All right. So going into the stats now. So we're coming off, at least on the north side, we're coming off of a bunch of spring breaks. And then, I'm very curious to see what happens next week, the next 2 weeks, because, every real estate agent in the world, not all of them, but I just watched all of these people. They saw that, I think Realtor.com posted this thing that the best 2 weeks of the year is to list your house. And it's I think it's this week and next week is what they said. And I'm kind of like,
how could Realtor.com say that? That's a national, stat. So saying that happens here, I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And I saw everybody post it, and I'm like, give me the that's why we do this. It's like, give me the data that supports
Never heard it.
But I understand where they're coming from. As I think about it, okay, you're coming right off of the spring breaks, right? You're getting ready to roll into the summer market. Schools are going to get out at the end of May. So I understand kind of where it comes from, but I would like to see what they use to actually quantify that. All I saw is every single agent out there saying these are the best 2 weeks or whatever, right?
I kept seeing that too, and I'm like, what is going on? But here's the thing I say about that too is, why is the reason? Why are you saying that? For me, when I'm having a conversation,
I can straight up hear you blowing on that, just so you know.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, okay. It's really bad. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. We gotta cut that out. I'm just like, why the fuck am I in a wind tunnel? And she's just going.
That's
I
the
need
reason.
my caffeine.
That's the reason we have headphones on, and you do too.
I can't hear it.
Why?
Because I'm doing it. So
yeah, dude. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Anyways.
So here's what I say when I talk to my sellers right now is not that this is the best 2 weeks and no reason given. My reason is if you're a family home, a home that a family's going to be moving into or anything like that, we are seasonal, back to the seasonal market. Yeah. But also, families want to be in the house by the end of July. So if you're not listed by, I say May 1st, and we have a standard maybe 30-day before we get an offer, and now 30 days to close, we're at July 1st. So my conversation is, this isn't the best 2 weeks for any unknown reason. This whole part of the time period right here till the 1st of May, you're running out of time to get on the market for this season. So it's not the best times. It's the end of the time to actually get ready.
See, to get ready, I'll say to get ready. Because I have a house that I'm going to list that's in Fishers. And, it got delayed. We're doing stuff to the house. And they have a senior. And they want to be able to have their open house at the current house. Well, that open house is going to be June. Last weekend of May, first weekend of June. So when do you list around that? Because, let's say I do first week of May, I'm either asking for an extended close, right? Because I can't even. It would be hard to even close the first week of June because you don't want to have an open house with your whole house packed up.
Well,
right?
You don't want to have an open house when you're having showings either and getting all of that ready.
Yeah. So I'm thinking second week of May for that one, just because be like, cool, you get to be in the house for the open house, but everything's in boxes, and I don't want to do that either. And I'm also then giving them basically a week to pack.
Yeah, to get out.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking at the stats here, obviously, and the days on market are coming way down compared to what they have been. So, again, when we're talking to our sellers about going on the market, we can give them what the average is looking like, how long they're going to be on the market. And like you're saying, try to time that so any family issues that are trying to be hit, an open house or whatever, can be. But I'm just saying, like you're saying, I don't know that these are the 2 weeks best to be listed. I don't know, but I do know.
Honestly, the best 2 weeks was the freaking first week of January, evidently.
Right,
you know?
Less competition, too. I mean, there's never...
Multiple offers over list back then.
Well, what I noticed is we were on vacation last week as well because it was spring break, and I have a lot of, as you've been talking about, listings and people that are talking about listing. Been talking to them since January, November, or whatever, and all of a sudden they're all like, okay, we're ready to go. Yeah. And so everybody's mentality is now. So I'm curious how much listings we're going to see hit in the next 4 weeks.
I mean, I saw an uptick in listings in both of mine. Now, my inventory has gone up. Like in Fishers, I have 180 on the market, and in Noblesville, I have 190. But we also didn't do the podcast for a week, right? You were on vacation. So That's higher than what it was, by about 10. So we picked up a little bit of inventory here and there. In Fishers, I had 46 go on the market, 29 are still active, 17 pended within a week, but 44 actually pended. That's a ton for the record. 44 pending
On spring break
on
time period.
spring break. Yeah, and so my average days on market is 18, and my median is 5, which is like
Multiple offers,
that's
probably.
crazy low, right? And then in Noblesville, I had 50 go on the market. 36 of them are still active. 14 pended within a 7-day period, but 41 pended that whole week period. So I picked up some inventory. I picked up 9, but that's still 41 pending in a week. Like, that's a lot of active buyers. My average days on market is 21, and my median is 7. So things are moving really, really quickly, and that's interesting because we have everything going on with the Middle East and everything, and interest rates went back up, and now they went up, and then they've come back down. Gas has gone way up. It'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. But like, based on what I'm seeing, the
market's strong.
The market is really, really strong, which is slightly counterintuitive, quite honestly. So when you look at kind of like more of the macro of our economy right now, but it's good. I mean, it's good for everybody right now. So, you've got multiple offers over list on some properties, not all properties, but it's also not like COVID or like 2 years ago where, you're getting over list on some houses, but it's not, we're not looking at
the
like
70,
80, 100K.
Yeah,
type
wasn't
stuff.
that a crazy period? We look back on that. The multiple offers I'm seeing on any of my listings are the ones I've been involved in. 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah, I'm seeing 10 to 25K is what I'm seeing.
Those are the ones
I've heard of higher, but
it's not normal for buyers when they're first starting these houses that have been on the market for a while. Like right now, I'm looking in Carmel. The average days on market for the houses that are actually active is 82 with a median of 41. And that's a big difference from the ones that are actually sold in the past 30 days, which is 38 and 5. So when a buyer, or especially a first-time buyer, is just getting ready to start, and we set those searches up and they go out and look at what's that big pile that just came in that matches their criteria, those are the best purchases for them right off the bat, right? They can get no competitive bids more than likely and maybe get a little under on the price. So when they're looking at the listings that first come into them as a first time, let's look at houses, that's a lot to tell them, okay, these are the houses you should really be looking at strongly, because from then on moving forward, every house that hits the market, onesies by onesies, those could be the ones that are going to be competitive. And so it's a much more difficult market. So just for
two
you,
markets.
Yeah, agents, if you can, when you're first starting with those buyers, have them prepped and ready to go to make those offers, and don't just sit back and go, well, let them start looking at houses for a while, because the next homes that they start to see are the ones that are more than likely going to potentially be a multiple offer situation. And just talking to my first-time home buyer yesterday that I just got, that's a family friend, I was trying to have that conversation with them, and those are hard to explain. Right now, you may have to do da-da-da-da-da-da. You can't overwhelm them with that, and you can't really educate the buyers again. It's like, let's just go look at houses for a while and let you start to feel the market and everything, because those are the houses they should be making offers on, in my opinion, to get the best for them. So I don't know if that made sense, but I'm just seeing a lot of the houses that are hitting the market. My average days on market for Carmel is 38, and the median is 5. Exactly the same for the past 30 days. So the median days on market are immediate sales, 5 days, because we know it takes a couple days to pend it. So in Carmel, 37 hit the market, 16 of those pended, so not very many of them, but a total of 28 pended. Again, like I said, 38 days on average market, and 5 for the median. There are 114 that sold in the past 30 days, with 38 and 5 again. So market's picking up. We're almost under a month for average days on market in Carmel. Active houses, 166, anywhere from 180 to 6 million. But their average days on market are 82 and a median of 41. So we've got almost 3 months for the actives, and we have almost less than a month for the ones that are selling. So again, the two markets. Westfield, 49 hit the market, 16 of those pended, but a total of 44 pended last week. Average days on market was 43, and the median 7 in Westfield. Now for Westfield, that's come way down because of all those new builds that are always usually making those numbers high. So Westfield's gotten a lot quicker. Solds for the past 30 days, 141. The the average days on market were 68 and 27. So if we look at 30 days ago, 68 and 27, and the past 7 days in Westfield of 43 and 7, that's a big difference. So Zionsville 22 hit the market, 15 of those pended, and a total of 21, so they almost received no inventory, just one house. Average days on market in Zionsville 28 with a median of 4. In the past 30 days, 32 hit the market with an average days of 54 and a median of 12, so Zionsville did also go speed up. Currently, there's 37 on the market, anywhere from 295 to 5.4 million, but those actives are averaging 126 days with a median of 50. So there's a lot of stale properties out in Zionsville.
5.4 is a nice house.
Yeah. 4.5 in Westfield and 6 in Carmel. Those are the highs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to track. It's just really dynamic. It's like there's always something different going on in the market. That's kind of why we do this. Is when somebody asks me how the market is doing, like that is such an oversimplification of the question. Like there's so much. It's like, hey, it's kind of doing this right now. And it's doing this right now because if you look over the past 6 months, this was going on, and then but I can't, based on what I'm seeing, it could be this. And I just think if you're not super engaged in this and kind of understand how all of this works, you're not going to be able to talk in an educated manner about what the current conditions of the market is.
Well, I think a quick, as they call elevator speech right now, is we are in the spring market, and it's going very well, and days on market are coming down.
If your house is in the right condition and presented to sell, it will sell.
But that's in any market, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't
That's
just,
in the snow.
You can't throw
that,
a house on the market and hope it sells. Buyers are discerning, and in today's market, even though we have the inventory, they say the inventory issue, buyers have more to choose from in today's market. So you do have to get your house ready and do everything. And that includes right now mulch and flowers and everything. Yeah, getting rid of all the dead from last fall. There's a lot of yard upkeep. I'm seeing some pictures come up right now where people did not do that. And everybody gets spring fever. And there's nothing like walking up to a house with beautiful new mulch and flowers in the pots. And just seeing that puts everybody in the mood.
You have to clean. I mean, if people just knew my cleaning expenses for the year for houses, it's ridiculous. I think it matters that much. Even like making sure light bulbs aren't out. I just spent $1,000 on flowers to list a new house, and shrubs and bush. Like I just think it matters that much.
When you talk about light bulbs, when the inspector comes around, he says the light doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And so now you've should I get an electrician in there, or should we call the seller and ask him, can you try the light bulb, please? Yeah. Those are so simple.
Even the type of light bulb matters, right? Like, like I tend to use daylight because especially in a bathroom, I was just talking to somebody, my assistant who helps me, and in a bathroom, I specifically want daylight. It's bright, it's sharp, it's clear, it makes it look really good. I think about ladies putting on makeup or men shaving, like you need really good crisp light. So you say
that. It's so funny. Let me tell you. So I did HGTV, a Lake House Bargain Hunt, and they used one of my listings for one of the houses. And the crew came in the day before to prep the house, and I didn't know what that meant. Okay, fine, they're not going to do anything bad to it. And I came back the next day, and I walked in the house, and I'm like, this house is so bright, and it's just so different. They changed every single light bulb in that house to daylight, and I've always learned that now, that what a difference. So I looked at the old pictures. I took pictures while I was there, and I looked at the pictures that were up online. What a huge difference. So if you want a house to be very nice feeling when somebody walks in, change all the light bulbs to daylight.
I'll only do soft or like some of those Edison, like the really pretty Edison bulbs, because you can get daylight Edisons these days, right? But it has to be a very specific situation that is trying to set a mood. And so I have one in this house that I'm putting on the market, and it's got the duller Edison bulbs specifically just over a dining room table and then over the island, because the other ones are all daylight. And so I was like, if people want to just calm down on a Friday night or whatever, you kill those and then you put these, and it's like all of that.
Well, that's what matters. The TV people do.
Yeah.
To make the lighting on the show. I could not believe the difference when I walked in. I mean, it was instantaneous. There's something wrong in this house that is not normal. and it was so much nicer.
Yeah, so that's why, you got to be professional in this job. You got to take it seriously. You have to look at all the details. That's what my job is, in my opinion. And if you're an agent who just throws a sign in the yard, like, this is what you're competing with. Like, I am down into the weeds of the type of light bulbs that are in light fixtures. So, like, you got to think about these things.
Changing your filters, looking at the vents, how dirty they are. These are the just little things like
It's
that
the
make
stuff
me
that
so.
matters.
They just make me crawl, my skin crawl to see things that it's like, you could have fixed that. You could have done that.
Oh, dude, even like with a cleaning person, I've got a 20 or 30-foot vaulted ceiling, and there's cobwebs on the fan. I'll be like, figure it out, get it off of there. I don't care. Like, it's got to get done. I can't have cobwebs on between two blades, even if it's 30 feet in the air. Like, go buy something, bill me, I don't care, but that's got to be off of there.
Yep.
So, I don't know, it just matters. So, think about it. We want the professionalism and the success rate to be higher. That's when I first got into the business, there's an agent, Ricky Cruz, down in Alabama. I think he's a really amazing agent, and he used to do a podcast for free, and he would always say, like, I'm just trying to increase the success rate of agents, right, and increase the professionalism.
That's what we try to provide as
All
much
we try to
information
do.
as we can.
Yep.
To help people who don't have the time to do this or don't, just jump on and see what's going on in the world, especially learning about Shane Wright and this new development coming. Everybody should know about this.
I'm super excited about that. We are definitely going to have him back on. I just think that is such an amazing project, and it's something that's needed in the marketplace and doesn't exist. So
67 homes for 7,000 seats in 3.5 miles. That stat is crazy.
that's, I mean, I can't imagine what it is if I did the greater metro Indy area.
Yeah, or go 7 miles out. Just half. Oh, it's just crazy.
It'd be crazy. I'm Kyle Morris with Morris Property Group and FC Tucker. My number is 317-649-5122.
I'm Shelly Walters with the Shelly Walters Realty Group and FC Tucker, 317-201-2601.